Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, where I talk about how to make money online and specifically publishing low, medium content books on Kindle Direct Publishing so you can sell them on Amazon. I do this. I love this. This is totally my passion and I want it to be your passion too and hopefully help you make a little bit of extra money. So I am back with another niche and I think this idea is so great. I know you guys are always looking for niches, but this idea you can use. I'm trying to always think of things that are new and different, stuff that's out there, looking at what's out there on Amazon and then trying to make it different, or take that idea and spin it or attach something else to it, or sub niche. And so I have a niche here that I was looking at. I'm not sure how I ended up on it. I think I was just scrolling through best-selling books on Amazon and I kind of came up with this idea. So what the niche is daily positive affirmations. And if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to show you actually on Canva some new and creative ways to do this, because I don't just want to give you niche ideas. I want to try and help you understand the niche, understand how you can make the niche unique, how you can take a spin on it, and then maybe some tactics of how you can actually implement this. All right, so we're going to talk about daily positive affirmations, and you can see with the self-publishing titans, it gets a score of 51, which you're thinking, oh, okay, maybe that's not great, or maybe it is good, but it's not too bad. But this is kind of the general niche, and so what I started thinking about and started doing is some research into more specific topics and seeing what's out there, and you can do your own niche research so you can decide what would work for you. But let's just talk about the niche overall. You definitely think of this as, I was thinking of, you do like a daily affirmation for a certain amount of time, either 60 days, 90 days, 365 days. This is the one I saw that kind of got me thinking about this. A year of positive thinking, daily inspiration, wisdom, and courage. Right, so this is a pretty popular book. It's pretty down there in the categories as far as BSR, and so it sells quite a few. But this just kind of started the idea. It's like, okay, so you get an affirmation for a day, and I started looking into this, and I saw that affirmation cards were big, daily affirmations, and I kind of saw this book right here, and this is what really got me thinking more specific. So this was Love Yourself, 100 Empowering Affirmations to Celebrate You. And there was some more down here that I thought were really great. So these were the cards I was talking about. Affirmation cards are really big. This is something I also think you can take the idea I'm going to show you and put this as cards on Etsy, as printable cards that people would print their own cards and print their own affirmation cards. But this got me thinking of just so many things that you can do that's really interesting. Let's see if I can find the other one down here. This is another one I saw. Look how low this is. But it's daily rituals, positive affirmations to attract love, happiness, and peace. So, and it's kind of, this whole thing is still on the line of gratitude journal and that sort of thing. But what I want you to focus on is daily affirmations for something. So this one is to attract love, happiness, and peace. So someone wants to attract, or they want to be positive about something specific. And I think that's where you can enter this niche and really do something unique and different. So I got thinking about, I kind of was looking through these books and seeing what I liked and didn't like, or various things. And I got onto this book. So Love Yourself, the 100 Power. And so it's got, we'll look inside, and it shows you it's full color, which you're thinking, oh no, I can't do full color. Well, you can, you just have to do it differently. So there's different ways to do this. You can do this as daily affirmations in a black and white setting. You could do these as a coloring book so that people could color around the edges. There is different ways that you could actually enter this niche. And so what I was thinking, let's see if we can get, so here's some of these cards. So you can see really simple, a square, it's some sort of affirmation, and then a patterned background. And they just have kind of some of these fun and simple things. So I was thinking, how could I do this in KDP that would be interesting or different or unique? And so I got thinking about this whole color design. And so I thought, okay, well, so this is the color, the calculator. If I did premium color interior with white paper, 62 pages, Amazon.com, $12.99. I could make $2.60. Now you could change this to like $11.99 and calculate it, and you make about $2. So maybe this is the right price point to start with, or maybe the 12. This one was, I think, at $11.69. So it's about that. But how you make this different, something that unique, to do it. So like you do a 60-day, affirmation challenge, or 60-day affirmations for, or 60 days of affirmations for a better life, or to bring about prosperity, peace, for different things. So you have to make it for something and give it a purpose. Your book needs a purpose to be able to sell at these higher price points, and adding color definitely improves people's perceived value of what they get. Okay, so I got thinking about, okay, how can you do daily affirmations for something? So I got looking on Google, and Google's always great. Daily affirmations for teachers, right? For nurses, for caregivers, for health professionals, for mental health. Just start thinking of all the different big niche groups who want to be boosted up. People who, like teachers, nurses, community workers. There's a lot of different things like that. Business, entrepreneurs. Those entrepreneurs, I didn't even type that one in, but that's a really great idea, because entrepreneurs are really into positive mindset. They really want to encourage themselves, because guess what? They are the ones doing all the work a lot of times, the solopreneur, right? So they need to keep their motivation up. So I haven't typed that one in or done research, but I think that would be a really good one. You just have to focus your quotes on that. Now, so this I actually found on Amazon, was daily affirmations for teachers. So this was an idea. This one is in black and white, and I think they could have done a better job if it was more coloring, like they have. I'll just open it and show you guys. So it has like different things on the outside. Like this one would be really nice, so people could color it in. So you could make a coloring book type. That's where I kind of got the idea of coloring book. But see how this is black, and it wouldn't really inspire coloring. But if they had this as the white was black, right, so that it was a line, then people could color, and you could do it as an affirmation coloring book for teachers or something like this. This, to me, is not pretty. So I think this idea could really be used as something, a coloring book to inspire somebody. So it could be you got all those keywords: coloring book, daily affirmations for teachers. It could be a teacher gift, right? There's a lot of things that you could do with that. So let's go on to the next thing I was looking at. So like some other ideas: daily affirmations for Christian women. You can go through and see, let's see if there's any here. Worry less, pray more. That's a pretty cover. But see, it's like a devotional guide. It doesn't even really seem like, oh, there's one that's kind of daily inspirations. So I guess in this niche, it's more like devotional inspiration, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be like this practicing mindfulness, even though it's not particularly set at Christian women. It's that right idea, right? This is a sponsored ad, so that's why it's showing up. But see how these card decks, scriptures, that's really big, card decks. Well, with KDP, you can't do a card deck, but you could do something where they could cut it out, or encourage them to cut it out and frame it, that sort of thing. You could definitely do that. Here's a daily affirmation book. But try and make something different that stands out. So I wanted to go over here and show you, this is a set for an 8.25 by 8.25 size of Amazon. And this size is, just so you're wondering, this is set for those 62 pages. These lines are 0.375 inches from the edge, because that's what it needs to be for full bleed. So these are set at full bleed. This width right here is let's see, it is 8.375, and then the height is 8.5, because that's what it would need to be with full bleed for the interior pages. And then I've set my gutter lines. Basically, I can't have text outside here, but since this is full bleed, my picture can go all the way to the edge. Something you need to know about full bleed is you want it to go all the way to the edge. You can't have something go into the margin and then not touch the edge. So these are truly full bleed pages, and it should go through. If you haven't done bleed before, bleed can be a little tricky. I generally suggest not starting with bleed, but something like this should be just fine because the picture goes directly all to the edge. It shouldn't have a problem. So I was going through and saying, okay, how do you make this fun? So you have cool backgrounds, and the thing to note about this is don't just take words off the internet and throw them on there. Write these so that you're your own. I am a great teacher. I got that idea from something said about a great teacher. I'm like, oh yeah, I'd write for an affirmation. I am a great teacher. This one I wrote myself. I inspire tomorrow's future, right? Because teachers inspire basically the children of tomorrow. That's the future, right? My smile brings color to the classroom. So there's different ways to do these, and I think that if you did something different like this, something that's specifically focused on a specific career, a specific group, and then made it colorful and pretty, yours would stand out from everybody who's just trying to do, what everyone else is doing. The idea of a coloring book, I didn't do research into that. I was just kind of thinking that might be a good thing to do. I do know that coloring books focused at, careers tend to work pretty good as well, but something that's an affirmation, a coloring book, and focused at a group gives you so many angles, right? You've got the coloring book, you've got daily affirmations, you've got for teachers, that sort of thing. So you've got a lot of niches mixed in together to create something interesting and unique. And I think something like this color, using something that most people aren't doing, is a way to stand out. And these aren't too hard to make. Like if you could do just this circle and different, you'd have to come up with 62 sayings. Well, why did it 62? I just want to say it because it would be like a 60-day challenge. So you do 60 different sayings, and then you give 2 pages for your cover page and the copyright page. So that way you would have 60 affirmations, and then 62 pages just to add the front matter as far as your name and things like that, or your brand name and the title cover. So that's why 62 pages. But you would just have to have backgrounds and a circle, and then you write 60 different little sayings. You can get ideas off the internet, just here. Not teacher appreciation. Where was it? That one, right? So you can get ideas from right here, but don't use the same words. Create it and make it your own. A lot of times I'll just look at different things and be like, oh, okay, yeah. I think I said I am a great teacher. I wasn't too worried about that one. That's not very unique. It's not like it's a quote or something. It's just something people would say. Or if you're worried about this, you could say, I am a fabulous teacher, right? Instead of great. You could use your own word to make it unique and different. I am an amazing teacher. Just use a different descriptive word. But make it your own, and that's really important so that you stay away from all the copyright, you stay away from quotes. Create something that's kind of different, use different words, make it creative. All right, so Teacher Appreciation Day. So something I wanted to point out about this is think of the other time. Now this appreciation and daily affirmations for teachers, if you were going to do that, is like an evergreen type thing. But think of the times that you might have, it might be a gift type thing. So you also cash in on the times that it would be more, I guess, purchased, right? It's more often to be purchased. So for teachers in particular, they have a few things. You've got Teacher Appreciation Week, which next year is May 2nd through May 6th. You've just missed it. But like I said, this is an evergreen niche, so it's not like you've missed it too badly. Last year, or at the end of the school year, people give a lot of teacher gifts. So this could be something that a student could give to their teacher as a gift, right? And it's color, it's pretty, You know, it makes them feel good about themselves. So that's something you could do. Also, Christmas time. Christmas time, a lot of students give gifts to their teacher. So there's a few times of the year, teacher appreciation, Christmas, end of the year, that you could take your evergreen type niche and actually maybe advertise it as on Amazon advertising as, you know, a time that something would buy it. It's like, you know how there's those standard ads, and then the ads, you can write a line. So you could put, like, you can advertise for, let's say, Teacher Appreciation Week. So about a month before Teacher Appreciation Week, you start running the ads that say, hey, do you need a great teacher appreciation gift? Or do you need a teacher appreciation gift? Question mark, right? And then that way people are like, oh yeah, I do need a teacher appreciation gift if the advertisement comes up to them. So that's something you may want to do, and you can advertise something like that to, you know, different things. You just need to be creative. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to show you, I told you I had a ton of stuff and ton of ideas, is I did that one on Canva at an 8.25 by 8.25, which is pretty big. Let's see, I've got my ruler here. So 8.25 is about right here. So you can see it's like bigger than my hand. So it's pretty big. If you would think that the book was like this by, you know, that. So that's a pretty big size. So I was looking, and they do have custom size. You can define your own trim size. So if you wanted to do something maybe 6 by 6, which I think would be a good flip book for like this sort of thing, you could do that. Now, when you do your own trim size, you can't push that out to the expanded distribution. But honestly, most people do pretty well. I mean, expanded distribution is nice, but it isn't necessarily how you're going to make most of your money. You're going to make most of your money on Amazon.com, .uk, whatever you're making these in. So, you know, it's not like that's not a terrible thing. Also, what you can do is, because this is a book with content in the sense that it has color, that it is it's words. It's not something you would write in. This isn't a type of book that you would write in. You could actually put this on Kindle as a Kindle book instead of just a paperback. This type of book could also be a Kindle book because it has color, because it's not something you would write in. Now, if you were doing the coloring book, affirmation book, I probably wouldn't, actually I know I wouldn't put that on paperback and Kindle, because you can't make a coloring book on Kindle. You can't color it. So that would make people upset. I'm not really sure how they think they would color on their Kindle, but you never know. So don't do that. But if you're doing something like I was suggesting with this is a perfectly fine Kindle book, right? Because it would definitely, if someone had a color Kindle, it would show up in color. They could flip through it. It's words. I think this is going to probably be more of a gift item that would actually sell as a paperback more likely, but that is an idea as well. This is also something that you could make as printables and put them on Etsy to sell. So if you created all these different affirmation things like this, you could set them up. You could download each page as a PNG, and then you could take them and put them and size them correctly and put them on paper so that people could print them out, and then they could cut them out and stick them maybe on cardstock if they wanted to have affirmation cards. Affirmation cards are really, really popular on Etsy, and I think if you would focus on like teacher appreciate or daily affirmations for teachers, daily affirmations for nurses, daily affirmations for something like a specific group, you could really do well on Etsy. Etsy is known as that personable site where people buy unique and creative gifts for others and themselves. So it's hard to find stuff that's kind of tailored to you. So this is something you could actually take these cards, like I said, just download them as PNGs, and then you arrange them onto a page. I would use PowerPoint to do it, but there are other programs you can use. You can use Google Slides, which is free. You could take these, download these, set up a page actually set up a page that's 8.5 by 11, and then take your PNGs, upload them back onto Canva, and then put them on the page, and make them so that they could print out one page with 2 affirmation cards, 4 affirmation cards, however you set it up. I would probably do 4, I think, but I would have to fiddle with it to see if that would set up right. All right. I hope this was really, really helpful for you. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I am so excited to have you here with me and teach you all about KDP and creating new and creative ideas for Kindle Direct Publishing. It is so much fun to come up with new ideas. If you see something selling, try and think how you can do it or make it differently. And so that's why I kind of got this idea of, okay, how do I make this something that, isn't what everybody else is doing? And I'm like, okay, most KDP independent publishers aren't doing color. So I think color would be a great way to go. And yet again, if you want to command that higher price point, you've got to do like a 60-day challenge, or it's got to be at a specific person, and it's got to be really colorful and bright and pretty, and then you're going to really draw that audience in, and they're going to be willing to pay $12, $11.99 for a gift item for someone. That would be, I think this would be a great teacher gift. I'm thinking $12.99, it's color, it's something fun. I could have a blank page on the first page so that my daughters could write, like as a card. This is kind of like a card. Thank you, teacher, for being such an amazing teacher this year. Love, the student. And that way it'd be something that they could give to their teacher. All right, so those are just some ideas. I hope you find this helpful, but this strategy of just coming up with something different than everyone else is doing, and I think coming up with ways to use colored books is something that you can do as well. And like I said, you can make sure you can do things that are in a different size. So I think 6 by 6 for something like 6 by 6, 6.5 by 6.5, something like that would work really well for this type of thing. Okay, like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.